Laura Frazier's in the house tonight, and she is like Doc Lock, ready to rock. You've probably been watching. I've been blogging about her all week. You know, she is an Instagram add-on Jedi. She a ninja, a hair ninja. She's a Redkin artist. She is a Summit service provider. She gets it all, and she's a good buddy, a bestie, and I've been trying to get her on the show, and we booked her. She is from Charleston Lash and Beauty Bar in Charleston, South Carolina. Jill Howe, Hillary Converse are the co-owners there. Mikey Carter, he is the coach, and those guys are blowing up big, big time. And Laura Frazier, she is the prodigy. Now, let me tell you, those of you that don't know who she is, I want to, I really want to make sure that you get what she's about. And first of all, this is why. You can see that the trajectory that she's been on is absolutely amazing. Look at this. In 1635, she goes to 50 and 17. She goes to 78 and 18. She's trending 130,000 W2 this year, and that's not including what she generates as a Redken artist. So I mean, if you take that trajectory is going to take your breath away. Level 3, come on. This kind of, she's like blazing trails for L3s. She is on the front end of 30-something. Average service day is just under $850. Look at that average service ticket at $128. Her haircuts are at 59, so that her sticker rate's like over 2.0. So she's coloring anything that moves. She gets color. Look at the referrals. 20 a month. Do the math. That's just under 250 referrals a year. You will see why tonight when she shows you her two Instagram pages. She's rebooking just over 70%. RTS is 23 points. And she's doing this at 3 days behind the chairs, but she's in or around 32 hours. So she's putting in long days, and she's an add-on ninja on steroids. So it just blows me away when I look at where she's at. She's going to tell you her story. This is her timeline, and I don't want to take too much thunder away from her. She moves to Charleston in 15, has no clients and resources. She goes to work, and she was working in a Summit salon. There's no Summit salons that she can see in the area. She does independent for a little while, and as you can see, she's growing. Hooks up to a Summit salon in 2018, and the rest, what can I see? It's like the rest is history, but she's got an interesting story she'll tell you about that. You got to be following her on Instagram and Facebook. Her handles are, she got 2 Facebook, Instagram handles. Here's Zilla, and that is really the page, I think, that she's branding herself as an artist, as an educator, and then she has a client VIP page with all of her clients on it. She calls it Holy City Hair, and we're going to bring you to both of those. We'll take a little field trip tonight so that you can see how they work. She hangs out with the bomb on an iPhone 10XS, and she's got just under 14,000 followers on IG. All of her guests are following there. 90% of referrals are coming from that. And then she also has another Instagram page. She got 2 pages, actually. And every guest shares in their story, their experience. And every guest gets an after photo to go home with a digital referral card. Are you kidding? And she's going to show you both tonight. We'll actually show you where she stores that on her highlights. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a heck of a lot to talk about. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go in our digital green room, and we're going to bring her out. And as we bring her out, she'll talk about her story for a little bit. And there she is. So why don't you give it up for her, you guys? You look wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Did you hear me bragging on you?
I did.
And you're worth every bit of it. I just thank you very much for, we really feel this is a special night for Laura. So thanks for coming on.
Yes, thank you. It's rare that I find a free Monday.
I know you're going 24/7, 365. So you've got the obsessive compulsive achievement disorder. I'm sure you're drinking your own adrenaline because things are moving well for you. Um,
Yeah.
we always like to get started with the story because the story is the inspirational part, and there's 4 or 5 parts to the story. But the first part is, who is Laura Frazier, and what was her life like before she decided to do what she's doing, and what inspired her to get to where she's at now.
Yeah, I decided to go to beauty school because it was next to the college that I was in. So that was meant to be. And I went with a friend for her orientation, signed up, became front desk in a Summit salon. Then, as soon as I graduated beauty school, became an associate and then a leveled stylist. I was probably in New Jersey for 5 years, had a full book, got to level 3, and my husband's job changed and we moved 900 miles away to Charleston, South Carolina. No friends, no family, no connections, but I hate snow that much that I agreed. And so we went, and I was like, not a big deal. I'll just hook up with the Summit salon. I brought my jump journal with me. And in 2015, there was not one Summit salon in the Charleston area. And I knew enough to hook up with the reps in the area because that's what my Summit years had taught me. And long story short, I went independent. It sounded like a great, fantastical idea. And it was okay. I'll get into that. But my rep kept her ear to the ground because she too was like, no, we need this program. Please talk about it everywhere you go. So for about 2.5 years, I was in a SOLA, which it was okay. Like I see where people like the freedom of scheduling and being a boss. But I knew the potential that I had that was being held back by being all by myself. I even tried to I had 3 associates over the 5 years in New Jersey. And I tried to hire an associate over one summer as a SOLA, and it just didn't work out. And I'm at home doing laundry and pay my own payroll and my accountant and all this stuff. So sure, I could take a day off if I wanted to, but was I really ever taking a day off? And you can see in my W-2s where it reflected, and I had the years of Summit training that I kept buying my jump journals and kept doing everything I knew was right and to keep me on track. And honestly, I think that's what kept my head above water until the first Summit salon popped up in Charleston, and my rep was like, I found one. And now they're popping up all over. But yeah, as soon as I got into that team support group and had a coach, like I can't tell you, when I got my first Charleston coach, I was like, I'm ready. And he was so funny. He's like, oh, well, everyone's usually scared of their first one-on-one. I'm like, no, give me the one-on-one. And yeah, after that, so I had all my numbers and stuff, and they reflected being independent without that support. And we just took it from there and upped my goals. And I got to level 3, and here I am. I'm in a Summit salon. It's a new Summit salon, so we're getting the ball rolling on that, and that's fun. But yeah, if I didn't have that Summit training, I don't know how I would have I was treading water being independent as far as financial freedom. And having the Summit tools in my jump journal kept my head above water. And then as soon as I got back into my environment, I flourished.
I think what's really, really interesting about the most interesting part of the story is all of it. It's been an extraordinary ride. But you, a really standing testament to, you went from Summit to independent because that was kind of sort of, there was no viable options for Summit salons, and so you had that experience, but you saw that the trade-offs were such that, okay, I'm in business for myself, but there's a whole lot that comes with being in business for myself, and I'm putting energy into stuff to manage it. I want to find something that I can get back to the way it was, because that wasn't a good trade for you.
No, it was like triple the work for the singular payoff. And I missed a lot of the perks of being a Summit stylist. I missed my paid days off. I didn't get that. I missed team classes, you know, like the free ones that Summit salon owners offer. And I missed like a lot of stuff. And I feel like I always appreciated and loved Summit. And then, but until I was independent, I was like, what? Like I strapped myself in and survived until I found a Summit salon. And I'll tell you one thing, I will never just survive again. Thank goodness there are Summit salons here. But I will say it did help me. I had a lot of moments of what do I do now? And that's where a lot of my social media skills came in, because instead of having a support team and coach, I had myself and the internet.
Yeah. So that kind of on ramps, like what was pivotal? I mean, you covered a little bit about it, but I want to make sure that the audience gets it, that from the time you off ramp being an independent and you get back to, let's call it your home, Summit, something clicked. I mean, there's always those definable moments that like pivot the trajectory. What was yours?
When I got back into my environment and I had a course, I had my coach and a salon owner helping me set goals and kill them faster. I feel like when you're on your own, you set goals and you reach them, but it's not, you have to play 10 different cards. You're the front desk, you're the complaint department, you're the inventory person, you're the laundry person, you're your own associate, all that stuff. So once I took all of that off my plate and got back into my team environment, I killed it. I flourished.
Yeah. Now that was so profound, Laura, that I want to make sure that the world gets this, because I'm going to paraphrase to see if I got what you just said. But you know, you had Summit in your flesh, in your cells, in your DNA. You were forced to go to an environment where there wasn't any Summit salon, so that resource went away, and you really became profoundly, acutely aware of that void. So when you did have the opportunity to go to Summit, it's like, I'm going to go back to that place, but with a level, frankly, of conviction and passion and intensity. And that was really the nitroglycerin, I think, on the bonfire.
I totally agree, because it was like, you don't know what you have till it's gone.
Yeah, I love it. I think this is going to be a wonderful gospel for people that are in the Summit, because people don't know what it's like on the other side, and they hear things second and third party. And you're here tonight, I think, to tell the whole truth. So kudos to you. Now, I'm curious in this. There's been some major pivots in the last couple of years or so. Now that you're on the other end of it, and you saw, I told the world what you're projecting to do this year, and it's like, it's off the charts. What's it like to be you? How has this journey, how has it changed you, whether it's your lifestyle, how you think and operate as an artist? Give us that side.
Oh, I feel like the point I'm at now, everything's changed. So I'm constantly filling out my Summit lifestyle sheet, because I want it to evolve with what I'm doing behind the chair, also evolving. So I've set some personal goals, like we take more vacations, bought my husband a truck, different things like that personally. And then I set more in-salon goals. I have more money to invest in my own education and training on top of the education and training I get as an artist. So I'm financial freedom is real freedom. It's not being able to take a day off. It's being able to, pay for something that nourishes your soul, whether it's professionally with me education or personally with me going on vacation.
And you, I know that you are very, Summit oriented. You're also moving on Redken education. And as we were chatting, you were talking about in the next era of your life, you want to level those places up for you as well. Talk a little bit about that and what that means.
Yeah. So I teach quite a bit for Redken almost every weekend. And for 2020, I had to open up Mondays and Tuesdays. But I love teaching in Summit salons because I can speak the language and the other stylists there get it. And I can wrap all of my classes into everything Summit. So you Summit owners out there watching, I totally love coming to your tribes. And I would love to be a Summit social media coach too, because that's something that really changed the game for me. I knew and kept up with how much social media changed. I keep all of my platforms connected. I target each market on each platform. But as soon as I took, I believe, Blake Reed Evans' digital class, it was social media intensive. It's a 4-week program. It totally just refaced how my social media looked to grab more of the people that I wanted. So I was there, but that class really kicked it over the edge. And that's how, honestly, I took that class in April. And from April, I had 9 referrals. And then I had May was 12. And then I had 18, and then 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 every month. And only because I can only fit the 20 in. So it, like, they're kind of rolling over. If you could have rollover minutes, I feel like you should have rollover referrals. But that class, again, was the nitroglycerin on my social media world.
I love it. And when you go into Summit salons now as an educator, you're able to bring with you the gift with purchase. I think is that in addition to whatever your directives are under Redken, it's augmented, profoundly augmented with your experience, perspective, passion for Summit. So you would be. I think you saw what I blogged today that this would be a no-brainer for Summit salons as they're teeing up their calendar for 2020. Well, how about your last word? That a lot of people watching tonight, going to be a whole lot more people watching this over the next few weeks. They're relating, they're identifying, with one exception. They're at where you were, and you're at where they would love to be, but not sure that they got it in them to get there. Anything you might tell them to ignite their energy?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I tell my associates. I told my new associate tonight, like, anybody can do what I'm doing. You just have to make it work for your lifestyle. Make it fun. Don't worry, there's work. But as long as you make it fun and scheduled, you can balance that all together. And like, my goal was by 30 to be a 6-figure stylist. Hey, I work like I'm poor so I can retire early, like one of my good friends said.
Nice, 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 nice. All right, so we've got a handful of minutes with you. I will not let you go away until I want you to
Okay.
take us on some field digital field trips to the Instagram pages. What are you doing? How are you using social Instagram to get the kind of metrics that you're getting?
Connect everything. Every platform has an audience. So I have my 2 pages. The one page was getting so big with other professionals following me that my clients were like, this is cool, but I don't really know what I'm looking at. It's photo shoots and formulas and hot tips. So I told my clients, what if I made a VIP page and only you're allowed to come? And they were like, oh my God, that sounds so special. I love it. So all my clients follow both, but they love that I have this one. That one's got salon announcements. It's got like mommy tutorials, like for the mom who has like 2 seconds in the morning. You can see there's more product knowledge. My retail went through the roof every time I featured a product and why you needed it. I can't tell you, I featured no blow dry, and that week we couldn't keep no blow dry on the shelf. And then I featured dry shampoo and how to properly use it. And these are all 30-second to 1-minute videos. Like, that's nothing crazy. It doesn't take a lot of time. But as long as you connect, everything's connected to my Pinterest. Oh my goodness. And now TikTok is a thing, and it's all connected. You make one post and you just blast it out to all of your platforms. That being said, the 2 Instagram pages, my VIP one is geared just to guests. Whoever comes on there is a consumer, a client, a local business that does collaborations. So that's a little more user friendly. And as a professional, if you toggle through both, you'll see similar images, but with different messages.
Now, this is historical right here, Laura, and I want to just pause to tell the world what you just told me and the world in case they missed it. You have 2 pages, one for your guest, one for like global, but your guests are on both pages. You work both pages, but the VIP page, if you will, the one with just under 400 followers, you know that when you post there, there's much more intentionality. Where would you see you're getting the juice for referrals? Is it, is it 1 + 1 is 4, or at the end of the day, is there one that you get a sense that when I post there, I get more juice than the other?
I feel like it was both, but now it's going more towards my VIP page.
Yeah, so the VIP page is evolving. And you also said that you have links to Pinterest, you have links now to TikTok. And
Yep.
so that as you're just like pioneering, how is that going to how will that implicate your business? Time will tell, but you're on that platform.
Yes, actually, I average about one referral every other week from Pinterest.
From Pinterest, one referral every other week from Pinterest. Are you getting any juice yet from TikTok?
Not yet. I'm still figuring that one out,
Yeah,
but
we all are. We're
yeah,
all paying attention. Now, your next key, you're using the Summit referral card, but it's a digital card. I want you to talk about it, and then I'll take the world to that place on your page where it's actually in your
yeah.
highlight.
So the digital referral card is where I get the most juice. I put it in a highlight on my Instagram, and I have different ones. It usually features a guest, and I just put text over it. So if someone's just looking at my page, it says you can screenshot this. If my clients are like, oh, you should go to my girl, they know they can open that at any time and screenshot it and share. And I make them share it in real time. So most of my guests are of millennial age, which is actually between 25 and 35. So they all have disposable income, family, friends, whatever. So whether it's a haircut or a 2-hour foil or a 5-hour extension, at one point when I find myself talking, I say, hey, will you share something while you're here? And they go, yeah, absolutely. And they share their referral card on their story, on their Facebook, whatever platform they're on. It doesn't matter to me as long as they're showing it to their friends. And I've gotten people, like, before that client leaves the chair, I've gotten people call the salon to make an appointment.
I love it. Now, your third and last key, it looks like you've got a digital thank you expression of gratitude. And while you're talking about that, I'm going to see if I can call that up in my mobile so that people can actually see what that is.
Yeah. So there's two ways I thank my guests. I tell them, hey, while you're here, will you share a selfie or check in that you're here on your story and tag me so I can share it? And they think it's cool that their hairdresser's sharing it. And I say, hey, thanks for coming. Then I'll also tag the person that referred them. And I'll say, thanks for referring Kelly. Don't forget, Samantha, when you come in now, you get a credit. So it's like a double whammy. And because I tagged both of those people, it's easy. One click, they share it to their story. It's a big ring around the rosy, honestly. Just, hey, thanks for coming. And then they share it and they're like, thanks, I love my hair. And then their friend's like, thanks, I referred her. So now if they have 200, 500, 1,000 followers, I know those people have seen that these two people love their hair and are sending their friends.
And this is, it says you're thanking them. It's a picture of beautiful hair, and it says thanks for the referral. Blonde turned. I'm blowing this up out. Don't forget you've earned 25 at your next visit, and that will be a direct message to them. Where's that digital thank you go to?
I share it to my story, and when you tag it, your guest, their friends can see it and share it too. So
wow.
now,
oh wow,
yeah. So now everyone on my story is like, oh wow, Kelly gets $25 for sending her friend. And then when she shares it, all of her friends are like, Kelly, we get $25 if we say you sent us. It's just a quicker message.
So you're putting the actual thank you digital card on your stories, so Kelly sees it, and all of her followers see it as well, and that's what tips the domino.
Yep.
I love it. All right. Well, we go over. We went over, and I never go over, but I had to go over with you because you're a ninja. So before I leave, you got to make me a promise, Laura, that you're at level 3 now, and I think you're getting warmed up. Your bonfire is humongous. You're dumping nitroglycerin on it, and on an hourly basis. I'd love to get you back next year, probably when you're hanging out at 4 and you're working with an associate now, because I just think you're going to continue to bust through those levels that are going to be visions for everybody else.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks again. I'm going to let you get back to your busy life. I'm going to spend a couple minutes live to just kind of summarize for the world what I learned from you. And it was an extraordinary interview. Thanks for helping to make history tonight.
Thank you.
Let's give it up for Lord Frazier one more time. Yes. It was amazing. It was nothing short of amazing. So I got just tons from watching her and listening to her. She took us to her pages where she was like working. What I loved about the Instagram play is she's got two pages. One's where she's branding herself globally, and one for a VIP page. But both her clients are on both pages, and she just does something a little bit special on her client page. Now you go, well, what does she do? Well, that's why I'm telling you, you need to follow her. You need to follow her on Hairzilla, and follow her on what is it? I'll bring you back there in a second. Follow her on there we go. Hairzilla on Instagram, and Holy City Hair is on Instagram as well. That is her guest page. Now, she also talked about that she makes it easy, and what I loved about this is this is her digital referral card that she sends and airdrops it to her clients when they're in the chair to make sure that she has it, and they share. She says share it and post it immediately to get. I mean, this is why she's getting 250 referrals a year, you guys. This is why that's important. And then no wait, there's more. She expresses her gratitude by thanking her guests publicly. Thanks for the referral. We loved how blonde it turned out. Don't forget you earned $25. And where does she put that? She puts it on her stories. So not only does her guest get recognized, but her guest followers can see that her guest is on like her TV channel, if you will. I mean, I've not heard of these practices before. This tonight was historical in so much that these are really, really brand new discoveries, innovation in its purest form of how hairdressers, this Laura Frazier, the ninja, is using Instagram to blow up 250 referrals a year. So it was off the charts, and I think you need to give her a hand. If you're new to us, know that tonight you're on Michael Cole Summit Facebook, and this has become a learning channel. We are doing a few of these interviews weekly. They're the best of inspiration. You could see that they're also as tutorial and educational as they are inspirational. So you're going to want to hang out on this page. Also, what we do is we take and we edit down a micro learning from all of our interviews, and we put it on the Michael Cole Summit IGTV channel so that people can watch 3-4 minute versions of it, or they can experience it as a podcast. So please take us up on that offer. You should be hanging out on summitsalon.com. Our two newest resources, they have become, if you will, the Bible of the social media, using the internet to blow up your income. One's called the Social Digital Script Guide, and the other's called the Social Digital Planner. Yes, there are video tutorials on summitsalon.com on how to use these resources once you make the investment on them. I'm going to put on my MC Next hat because it's really cool. So also, we have a new .com called 365. It is our Netflix, if you will, where just tons and tons and tons of streamed video content now can come in for a nominal annual fee. You can watch all of our stuff that's more customized in production value in course form 365 days a year. Also, we have digital consulting now. So Laura was talking about a class called Social Media Intensive that she enrolled. You said you heard her say it changed the trajectory of how she was using social. You can get on our 800 number, schedule a 1 hour complimentary consultation so that we can show you how we are now doing virtual coaching. Summit Salon Business Center is going that way at Mach 5. We have calculators that you can use to set day goals and pair it up to your annual income goals. You kind of like dial in the income you want, and the calculator automatically breaks it down in what your average day would need to be for you to take home that kind of annual income. So take us up on that. We have digital trackers as well. And the biggie, you can see tonight I'm wearing my Gen C. Generation C is the combination of a millennial mind divided by a boomer bod. And it's a .com where we call them tattoos, and there's beautiful artwork on them. Go on that .com. All of our any proceeds that I would earn on that go directly on our nonprofit literacy. We have a literacy foundation now that we support, helping children to make sure that in the kindergarten, first, second grade, they're learning what they need to learn so that their ride in life is better. So it's all for a good cause, for the good of all and the harm of none. We always end with gratitude to L'Oreal Professional Products Division. Here are their brands. Laura is a Redken artist, and you should be using her big time because she's as Summit, she's as Redken as she is Summit, and she's as Summit, she is Redken. In addition to that, there is Pulp Riot, our newest member, Kerastas, Shoe, Pureology, L'Oreal Professional, SE Biolize, Baxter, Matrix, Mazzani. When you support these lines, L'Oreal PPD is in a position to give us the financial support we need to frankly bring you this kind of content. It's almost like as a public broadcast system. So please take them up on it. You're going to see that we will continue to bring that to you. And it was a great night, and we'll see you all next week.